Hello everyone, I am back with another stream, and if you don't know me, I am Riho. I am a game developer from a company called tulevik.EU, and on these streams usually I work on my game called Office Management 101. So that's also what we have planned for today. So last time on Monday I was also streaming that, but in the middle of my stream, like 2 hours or something in, it suddenly crashed, or actually my whole computer crashed and went into blue screen. And that's like a second time in a row where I've had the stream cut abruptly like that, because on last Wednesday that also happened in a sort of a different way though, and then my Streamlabs crashed. So before the stream today, Streamlabs had an update, so hopefully maybe they fixed some things that I may have had problems with, but we'll see. And we have a new follower here. Thanks for following. Let's see, how can I read that name? Andres. Andres. Is that Andres? Andres, if you're Estonian or something. Anyway, thanks for following. Sorry for butchering your name. That always happens when I start reading names from the chat. Yeah, so sorry about that. Anyway, so yeah, Streamlabs updated today, so hopefully they fixed some stuff, but I've also taken some precautions here. Like last Wednesday, Streamlabs crashed because it ran out of memory. And one of my major memory hoggers here was Firefox. So instead, I put all my Firefox browser stuff on my laptop screen next to me here, this way. So I did that, and hopefully that will help you, fix some of the problems. What else? Oh yeah, also I closed Discord on the streaming computer, and it's only open on the laptop as well. So I will be looking around a bit more than usual, I guess. Then we'll figure it out. Also, news on the streaming front. Since these problems have been cropping up, I figured that I will start doing just Twitch streams from next week on. So sorry for any YouTube viewers out there, but hopefully it won't be too big of an issue. You come and watch the stream on Twitch instead. But today I will still be streaming on YouTube as well. And hi, Richard, thanks for joining again. So yeah, YouTube will be out from next week on, but I will still put the stream recordings up on YouTube with a little bit of a delay, say a day or two or something like that. and maybe not all the streams, but at least once a week. But instead, I hope to start making more shorter YouTube videos then. And I've been thinking about it a lot, how to approach it in a way that it's not too time consuming for me, all the video editing and all that. So like I want to create content, but I don't want to get bogged down by that. Just want to get my thoughts, my content out there as quickly as possible. So one of the ways that I can do that is to make shorter clips that I got out from these streams. I'm actually realizing I could like even be making a clip out of the stuff I'm talking about right now, right? But people ask questions on the streams, and when that happens, maybe I could switch into this view that I have right now here, answer those questions, then go back to what I was doing. But while answering, I also get some content done in the process that I can then put on YouTube, or not even just on YouTube, but maybe on Twitter or some other places as well, depending on how long or short those answers are, I guess. So what this will mean going forward is that this will enable me to apply for Twitch affiliation. So I'll probably start taking care of that from tomorrow. I look into what information do I have to provide to Twitch and whatnot, but I'll do that then. And hopefully that will be fun, getting the Twitch, the more features of a Twitch affiliation. So, besides all this, I did get a question asked in Discord just earlier, as I was about to launch the stream, and I said that I am going to answer the question on the stream. So I figured I might as well do it this way. So the question is this. Maybe should make that into 2 lines. Yeah. So how's that? So the question asked is, will Office Management 101 be available on Steam in 2020? And why I'm answering it this way is because, first of all, it does come up a lot. I get asked that a lot. Well, not specifically for the year, but when it's coming out. And the problem with answering that right now is that I don't know. Because a lot of it will depend on how the economy plays out. If the economy in the world goes really bad and especially I'm concerned about the United States here. So if the economy crashes really bad, and it does look like it's going to, then it just doesn't make much sense to me to release the game during that time, because a lot of potential players and buyers would not be able to afford the game if they don't have a job, if they don't have a home, if their health is in jeopardy and all that. So it's not... we don't know yet how it will affect the games market, but I am assuming that it will affect it in some ways at least. One way that I've already seen it affect games development is that investors and publishers are very scared of investing into games right now. So a lot of deals get cancelled, a lot of games will get cancelled because of this, because the companies can't just afford to continue working on the game anymore. That's not a problem for office management and us, precisely because we are not depending on outside investment to continue developing the game. But you know, if I do lose my other ways of income because of the economy, then that still might put the game in jeopardy. So you know, fingers crossed here. Hopefully not, but we'll see. But yeah, overall, I don't really know how it will go and when it will make sense to release the game precisely. So I will keep an eye on the market and we'll see. I will definitely let you all know in various ways. So keep an eye on the channels that I use. I will announce it, you know, wherever I have at least some following. And yeah, I guess hopefully that answers the question. So let's remove the question from the screen then. And hopefully this also served as an example of how I could be answering questions on the stream, and then later on clipping those and putting those answers elsewhere. But let's actually get to work then. But just got in. So this year, like I said, I don't really know. Depends. If the economy doesn't crash badly this year, then probably actually. Later on in the year, could be like the game could be in a decent enough state to release it in early access. But any realistic estimations to the economy more look like that this year is going to be bad. So if that's the case, then I will have to push the game forward to next year, unfortunately. Also, hi Bud, sorry for not waving you there. Thanks for joining the stream. Let me quickly show what I was working on last time here. So the map editor is more or less fixed by now. There's like little things, but it's good enough. But last time I was fixing this map. This is the map that is available for the testers of the game. So it's not public right now. Let me remove the walls here. And the old format of the map had it so that you had to define the exit spots of the buildings on the map. So that way the pathfinding for the characters knew where you go. So they start from home. That's the place where they disappear from. They start from there, then they go into these exit markers. And from there they go to their tables and whatnot. And also that works backwards as well. So if people want to go home, want to exit the building, they will go to the exit location, and from there they will go to home. But now this doesn't make sense anymore because in the game you can edit the buildings, resize them, move them, and do all that. And you can place the door somewhere else. Say I extend the building to this road here, and then I place the door here as well. Then this marker is missing from that door. So I need to change that system to something else. And that would mean finding the exit locations during the game runtime. So there are a couple of functions that look for that exit locations, or a couple of pathfinding files, script files. This file is one of them. It's called, let me check, generate path to floor exit, which is kind of a legacy name and it doesn't really make sense anymore. But we'll roll with it for now. But there's also generate path to map exit. But that's not it. This uses the home location, which is 0. But there is a file called generate path to office exit here, which is this one, which also uses that exit location. And there's also one called is at floor exit, which checks for if a character is at the exit location or not. So I'm thinking of making an array where I put the exit locations in, and it's like a sort of a cache that gets updated each time you place a door, place other furniture, because those might block your path to the exit. And then I guess when you resize rooms or buildings or stuff like that. So anytime anything like that changes, we need to regenerate that exit cache and find where the exit locations are, and then put those in the array. And then in these places like this, we can get those locations from that array. So that's the plan. Here I also deprecated the entrance thingy. So it's easier to spot where it's used and where I shouldn't use it. Okay. So the file where I want to put that array into, that cache array, is probably this map file, map.java, which is it contains the map class. So where do I put it here? There's lighting cache already. This is the special locations. So I guess I could put it here. So it will be array of positions, and that's exit locations. Position. So then I need to create a function that generates that cache. Then I should put that here, I guess. So this generate exit cache. I just realized though, since the location is inside the building, not outside, then it should be entrance, not exit. So just let's rename it then. Entrance locations, yes. And same here. Entrance cache. Damn, I need to keep an eye on the laptop though, because it goes into screen saving mode and locks the screen. And then I can't see it anymore unless I input the password. So yeah, that's a thing, I guess. So generate. Let's put that function here. Generate entrance cache. As you can tell by now, I guess, is that this is going to be quite a programming heavy episode again. Also, I just remembered that I forgot to mention that earlier. Last time I said I was gonna draw today. As you can see, I'm not drawing. That's partly because the stream crashed last time on Monday, and I just didn't get to finish what I was going to finish. So I figured I'll just pick up where I left off, and just keep doing that. But I will do the drawing stream sometime, maybe next week then. But no promises at this point. Yeah, I know it's probably a bit annoying when I don't give you a plan or clear answers right away, but I prefer to stay adaptable, kind of. Usually, like, I decide during the day what I'm going to stream exactly. Like even for today, while I was thinking of streaming, I lost my train of thought here. So while I was thinking of doing the stream today, during the day, then I figured out what I'm actually gonna make it about. But yeah, that was a complicated explanation to something simple, sorry. But I'm so bad at multitasking. Have to mention that yet again. Okay, so here I initialized the array, and then Richard Mann says, "You are like a religion. We should not take promises for something we don't know about, but keep following you until the release date." Sure. Religions around people can be a bit dangerous, though. I mean, religion even in goats. Like, think of some more popular influencers or YouTubers or Twitchers or something. When they say something that sometimes gets their followers what's the word, into this mob mentality, and you know, that sometimes ends up dangerous, or at least I don't know, like the mobs may end up harassing some people or something like that. So I hope I will never get into a situation like that, and I hope you know, any viewers of mine can look at me as just, you know, as just another person, and not, you know, someone who is right about everything. So, so let's use this furniture get. Is there a function for getting the doors? There's get door at location. Get I don't see it. So maybe not. So what does it actually do? It just gives me a snapshot array of all the furniture, which is fine. I'm just realizing though, maybe this location thingy needs the owner set as well. But how would I actually do that? Whatever, I can fix that later. So anyway, we will go through all the furniture items from here. Furniture item. And then I will check if it is a door. How do I do that? Is there something door based here? Is position door? Well, that's a thing. I could also check. Where was I here? Furniture item. Or this furniture. Is there a door function? There is. So how do I remember what you need to change later to have like a to fix list? I do. I use Asana, which is a task keeping program. I keep my to-do lists there, and I check them done when it's done, and I add new ones there when needed. I can add pictures there and whatnot if it's a bug or something that I need to remember. And that, there's stuff like that. There is also a public Trello list for more general things. But I have not updated that for a long time, for at least a year or so. When I'm actually about to release this new version for the testers, then I will try and update that as well. But otherwise, yes. Sometimes I also use post-it notes for some like quick things. But yeah, mostly it's on the Asana. It's also a convenient browser-based software for any kinds of task management. I think it was originally designed as a in-house tool for Facebook. So probably done by some Facebook employees. But they split up from it and it became its own thing. But what I like about it is that it's free. You know, who doesn't like free things? They have some paid features, but the basic features that I need, all of those are free. So how to actually check for the door stuff? Because I did notice there is a cache for doors, but it's kind of not in the way that we need. But maybe while it generates that cache, we could also do the other stuff then. And that would mean moving these entrance locations from here to furniture instead. I mean, I guess that's a valid option. That way it will be done faster in game as well, because it doesn't have to do it twice. And instead it will just do it all in here. So let's put that cache here. Since all the others are called position here, let's call this positions as well. And then go here. This entrance positions equals new array position. Also, fun fact about my task list there. Is that it's been around for a long time, right? So I've used it for keeping the tasks for the game for at least 5 years, maybe more, maybe even 6 years. So I'm pretty sure there could be tasks there from way back that I haven't gotten to. Richard Mann asks, the final size of the game will depend on the quantity of the codes. How many megabytes or gigabytes do you think it will be? Actually, the code part doesn't take that much room. Specifically, especially the game. So, I mean, actually I can do that right now. There is a function somewhere that I can use to count all the lines of code in the game. So let's see if it works. It will take some time probably. But it will spit out something here. So see, there's almost 100,000 lines of code at this point. I'm not sure if it calculates all of it or there might still be some more in the script files. Which are these. But even at that, that's quite a big size for the code already. Even at that size, that won't make the game huge in itself when it's compiled. When it's compiled, it's turned into more like it's kind of packed more together. It removes like spaces when to not. Probably changes some names to smaller, and there could be other stuff that's going on. But yeah, that's like I don't know, like a few megabytes maybe in itself. Maybe like 5 to 10, or I don't know. I haven't really counted that part. So the game itself is not that big. What makes it bigger is that I'm also shipping the game with Java itself, which is like 150 megabytes or something like that. So that way the players don't have to have Java installed on their computer, and they can just run the game, and the Java is within the game directory. So that adds a little bit more, but what takes more space on top of everything else is stuff like the music, sounds especially, and graphics, of course. So those probably add another, 50 to 100 megabytes or so. So the total size of the game will be like a few hundred megabytes total. Like, 250, 300, 400, maybe in that region, depending on how many art and music assets there are, and sound. But yeah, that's I think that was an interesting question, so thanks for asking. Actually, now I'm thinking that I could have answered that in the full webcam form, so I can clip it. But what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Missed opportunity there. Am I planning some anti-piracy device or file in the game? Not really. I mean, Steam has some DRM in itself already that I need to include in the game if I want to use the Steam features in the first place. So the Steam version will have something provided by Steam already, and any itch versions or whatnot, those will not have any DRM in them. So you know, if people pirate it, I can live with that. Hopefully, if they like the game, they will buy it after all anyway. And if they can't afford it or don't want to buy it for some reason, then they won't. So, I mean, that's life. No need to worry about it too much. And I also kind of feel like putting too much effort into fighting piracy is going to cost more than I might even lose through the piracy. So it's just not worth it. So here I have to ask though, what if there are multiple doors in this location? Shouldn't be though. So let's just ignore that question right now. But I also will have to check here if the location is indoors or outdoors. Because the store cache will only check for any doors anywhere, even if it's between two rooms. But entrance will only be a location that is between outside and inside. So how do I actually check for that? I'm now realizing that I put these in the wrong place. Because this marks the locations as false. And this one marks it true. So they should be here instead. So how do I do this? So if this position here, we'll need to check the map for that, and if the map says that there is a building here, get building ID. Is not map building ID no building. Then that means it's outside. No, that means that it's not outside, that it's inside. But this will not check the other side of the door yet. So I will have to figure something out with that. Quickly checking the Discord chat here. It seems that was not related to me right now. So I need to check the other coordinate for the door here. Or maybe what is even this? Kind of confused here. Maybe this was not a good way to, or good place to put this after all. Yeah, now I'm realizing that this function is not the one. This is called when I remove a furniture item. So at this point it should instead remove any entrance positions at this place. Ah, darn. I should have done some more research on this before getting into the stream. But on the other hand, I guess this way you get to see how my development process actually works. And why sometimes things take more time than you'd expect them to. Is that you start going in one direction and then you suddenly understand that that's not the right one, And then you start going in another direction and you realize, wait, the first one was actually still the correct one. And then I go back into that and so on. So, you know, it teaches you the reality of my game development process. So it's not all perfect, but a lot of stumbling along the way and stumbling toward getting things done. So let's do it the way that I originally planned. Generate entrance cache. So for furniture item, this furniture get all. And then we will check if the furniture item is a door. And that I can copy from here. So that is based on the category. And then I will also have to check the way the door is rotated. So which direction it's facing, which I have defined as east, west, north, and south. So when the door is facing east, what does that actually even mean? Let's launch the editor for a moment. So let's find a door here. This one, for example. So this edge here is what I call north, and this edge here is south, which makes this west and this east. So a door placed like this is probably facing either east or west. The first one I placed, that is east, I think. and the other one is west. There's a difference for the door handle there. It's all arbitrary, it's all just, it can be whatever. But I think that's how I've defined them. So... this one should be south and this one should be north. Then, is it? Or the other way around. We'll get to that. Anyway, Richard Mann asks another question here. Do Estonians travel to Norway, Sweden and Finland often? Not to Norway. Unless they're like... Well, yeah, it's more common to travel to Norway than to, I don't know, United States, I would guess. But Sweden and Finland definitely are popular travel locations from here, because you can just take the boat. Especially Finland. A lot of Estonians work in Finland, actually. So they live in Estonia, but they travel to Finland with the boat, and it takes like an hour or two, or I'm not sure. It's been a while since I've gone there. Last time I went by plane, and then that was just a connecting flight. So I didn't really stay in Finland. The only time I actually visited Finland was back in the 90s. That was a school trip. So I don't really remember how long the boat trip took. It's gotta be more than an hour, for sure. But I don't know, like 2 hours maybe. And then to Sweden I went to some years ago, like 4 or 5 years ago, something like that, I think. Also by boat. Wait, did I say Sweden? Yeah, Sweden. And we went to Stockholm with some friends. We took bikes, and then we did a bike trip with tents and whatnot around Stockholm area, and we camped out there. Although, as it turned out, you're allowed to camp on private property in Sweden, but it's kind of hard, at least in the areas where we traveled, because most of the land is rocks, just like you can't normally put a tent up there because you can't get the tent. What are those? The things where you attach the strings. You can't put those in the ground because the ground is like solid rock. So that was a bit of a challenge there, but we managed. We found some places where you could put up the tent at least. And we did use some camping areas to do that. So it was fun. I liked it. So yeah, Finland is more popular for travel here. Sweden is also quite popular. But our other neighbors down south are Latvia. And it's easier to go there because you can just go by car. Although at this point, of course, all the borders are closed. You can't really go anywhere. Only way you can go to Finland right now, as far as I know, is when you're delivering goods. My dad is a truck driver. He is still allowed to travel between Estonia and Finland. But just like for tourism or anything, you can't go. Same with Sweden right now, and I'm not sure. You probably can't go to Latvia, and Russia is also next to us here. You can't go to Russia either. And again, unless you are delivering goods of some sort. So, door east, but the building itself could be on either side, so that doesn't even matter that much. And since the doors take 2 tiles each, at this point at least, I might make some bigger doors at some point, but for now there are 2 tile doors. So I can just check for those 2 positions. So if this is the get building ID, furniture item X, Y, and story num, which means the story number. Then my laptop went into screensaver again. Is not map building ID, no building. Then we get an error here because we need to round these down. And then the X coordinate goes on this axis, like the way my finger is directed, and actually this way, and the y-axis goes this way on the isometric map. So if the door is facing east, I should either add 1 tile to the X coordinate, I think, to get the stuff here. I'm not even sure how I'm gonna test this. In the game probably. I'll just put some debug here. So log debug. Gonna spit out the coordinates for it. And then the story number is not that important for this. Is an entrance location. So now when I'm placing a door, this function should be called I should put something here too. So generating entrance cache. And let's make sure that when I'm placing a door that this function would be called. So where can I find it? Wherever furniture items is added or added. So here, for example, what is this? Edit room. Can temporarily put it here. But I will need to put this elsewhere later. So this map generate entrance cache. And there might be some other places. Guess whenever a furniture item is removed, then it should be done as well. So that's here. Let's give it a try then. Wait, that was the editor that I just launched, and I did not need to do that. New game. Let's go with this. We have our kitty cat here. And then we place a door here. And that did nothing. What if I rotate it? Now it worked. You can't see it, but here it is at the debug. Wait, I'm kind of in the way here. I don't want to move my my camera image on the stream either, so You'll just have to trust me then that it's here. So what if I put west here as well? So a door here. That worked. And when I flip it around, that also worked. Just have to check if the coordinate for it is correct. And that I can do by this nifty debug feature. That shows me the coordinate. It's kind of hard to see. Again, behind all the chat and everything. But it's somewhat visible there, right? So the place where the door is right now, or where the entrance location would be, is at x28, y36. And that's what my debug is saying as well. That's the one here that you can't see. And previously it was this, which is 28 and 34, which was just a few tiles in the other direction. So this one seems to be working, I guess. Although I do need to check something else here as well. I also need to make sure that the outside tile there is actually walkable. But I'll explain that in a moment. Let's do the north and south. North and south first. Also realized something here. I need to check the switched around if statement as well, where the building is on the other side and the outside is the inside and outside tiles are flipped, so to say. That was a weird explanation of what I mean, but I can show that in a moment. So here I will check for the y coordinate instead, since the tiles it covers are on the y coordinate. This goes here and this goes here. Okay, so some explanations that I was promising here. So the door. if it's here, then it worked. But if I move it over here, previously it would not have worked, and it should now. Let me put the coordinates back on. So it's 1834, and the debug is saying that as well. And when I move it here, it says 2539, which is correct. And then it also says 2330, which is here. But the problem is that in some cases, even though the door might lead outside, say here, there might be something here that blocks going there. So I don't know. Let's put something there then. Oh damn! I can't place that. But I can do that in debug mode. So enable all furniture. There. So say there's something blocking the door from the outside. And that would mean that you can't go out from there. Which would mean we don't need to assume that this is an entrance location. The same could be like if this is not workable by the flooring tile itself. Say grass. Grass is not workable for the characters. So if this was grass, then they couldn't go there. So we need to check for those types of things. And also we need to check if even if it is walkable, we need to make sure that it's possible to go from there to the map exit location, which on this map would be here. So in addition to all that checking, we need to find the path from this place to this place. And only then it will be considered a entrance location. So let's try to figure this out then. Map is tile walkable. Thinking if the direction is important here, but probably not. So I put these coordinates here. And then I copy this over to here. And then here. then this one as well. And that should work. I leave a marker here and quickly go check what's in this function. And does this check the furniture? And it does, right here. So that should take care of that. Let's quickly check it. So new game, alpha demo. There it is. So the door. If I place this here and then I place something that blocks, like a fridge or a table, something like that. I need to turn on the debug first though. Otherwise it won't let me place the table there. Or the fridge. So yeah, now the debug that you can't see says that it's not a entrance location anymore, and now it is. What if I try this over here? Yep, that worked. Then here. That also worked. What if I flip it? Still works. Now that's done, then we need to check for the bath. What other bath functions are there? How do I use it? I guess that's the function I have to use then. But I also need to find the map exit locations first. Get spatial locations for map entrance. And what does this give me? An array of positions, which is perfectly fine. Map entrances. There could be multiple of these. Although at the moment I think all the maps only have one. So we calculate the path from here then. Get path, and from this coordinate to map entrance coordinates. Get X map entrance, get Y, and map entrance storinum. So if path is not null, which means that it was found and it's a valid path, then we assume that this is a correct building entrance location. And I will copy these over to here. Then I still need to fix the coordinates, but I'll do that in a moment. So this, then from here, and from here. So will any of it work? So a wooden door here. And it did find, yes, it did indeed find these as a place to go to. What about if I block it now? Debug, enable all furniture. And then I will place a table here, here, and here. Now it should not find this as a exit location or an entrance location. But for some reason it still does. Oh, I know why though. Because it calculates the path from here through the door to here. So it goes from inside the building. That's not what I intended though. So how do I make it so it does not go this way? Now that's a tougher question here. I mean, just to test my theory out, I could block the other side of the door as well. With whatever items I have here. Well, weirdly enough, it still finds the path. Yeah, there was a way that I could visualize, show the path. But I wonder if that still in the game or not. Might have removed it at some point. So what is it? Path something. Well, it's here, but will it work? So I am going to set these here, here as well, and then here. If I remove this door, and ignore this graphical glitch here, if you noticed it. That's not an issue because you can't place the table normally in this spot anyway. And when you do by some cheat or whatever, then that's your own fault. So it's not showing that path. What else can I debug then? Add the length of the path. Get count, I guess. It's such a shame that this didn't work. It's in the renderer now. Path. Nope. Unfortunately, no. have to figure out that someday. Because it would be nice to have a way to see the paths. Now I figured something out here. So even if the path isn't null, this might be 0. So I need to add this check to it as well. That's such a big nest of if statements here. Okay, now it's working properly. For some reason I can't move this door anymore. Oh yeah, because it's I'm not in debug mode, maybe that's why. Well, looks like this way it will still generate the path through here, which is not what I want. And if you can see that, that's this debug here. So I need a way to tell the Pathfinder to ignore a tile or count it as a non-walkable tile. So that way it will be forced to go through somewhere else. But even then it will be somewhat complicated. There could be some edge cases where it's not working as intended. I can try and put together one example that I can think of. So say let's remove these. This as well, and this I can't remove for some reason, but you know. whatever. And the debug mode back on. So, say for these, for example, as long as this door here exists, even if I do fix the pathfinding the way I want it to, from this location, it will still go through this door and then through this door and then go here. And also from this door, it would go to here, and then through this door and then to here. But I have no idea how I would even check for a case like this. I mean, I guess I could make it so that I'm not allowing it to go through the same building again. So if it leaves from here, then it can't go back inside. But if there is another building, then maybe it would use that. So I need a new pathfinding function that takes the building ID in, I guess. Or building IDs even, or something like that, like conditions. So let's try and figure this out then. So get the path. So get path outside of buildings, and then I would put an array of integers here that contain the building IDs. Then I should probably pass that on to here somehow. Or maybe it would be better to set it here instead. Deny buildings. Or something like that. And I could have more filters if needed in the future here. But how does it actually even work? Darn, I can't add functions to this one because this is in the libgdx engine and not in my own code. But perhaps I can make a version of this that extends this. Let's call that what? And where do I even put it? Do I have something pathfinding here? Where is this, for example? Oh yeah, there is a pathfinding one. So, here. So let's call it filtered graph path. And that extends default graph path. And then I add the function here. Which was deny buildings. Public void deny buildings integer building IDs. And then some checks for it. Public boolean is building denied. So this building IDs equals building IDs. Now, how do I make use of this? To start going to here. There's a cache for baths, but I should not use it for this case. Because then it would cache the limited path. That's not good. I guess I could make a function that checks for any filters being set here. Also, if this is null for some reason, then return false. Wrong thing of length is bigger than 0. So if path instance of filtered graph path, is that even correct? Yeah, it should be. And in this case, we don't use the cache. No cache. Yeah, let's call it that. No cache equals false, and here we disable it. No cache. Here as well. Or is this function not it kind of doesn't make sense to have this stuff here. Because I could just do this. But here I should use it instead. And we get to here. So it's not in the cache. There's also this function. Anything else? There's no cache stuff here, there's none here. And none in these either. Just here. I don't know if I got it bug free right now, but hopefully. But then I actually need to check for the building stuff still. And where do I do that? Well, meanwhile, like I say, the good news is that so far at least everything seems stable. Haven't crashed yet. I'm kinda starting to lose my voice though. It's getting raspy for some reason. Haven't even been talking that much today, but still. So, what is this thing? This is not what I want. Okay, so this is where the actual checking happens. And is this here even aware of the path itself, or is it just the path nodes? So I might have to make some sort of different version of this too. Although that's not easily done since it uses extends already here. So I can't make another class that extends this. So can I somehow instead make edits here? Pathfinding is quite complex, isn't it? Like, I sort of understand how it works. But, you know, putting all the different pieces of it in order is the complicated part. So where is this used exactly? References workspace. So Richard asked, what is the main thing the game is missing today? Content, I guess. Like a campaign, I would say. Although it might be that if I do release it in early access, then I might release it without the campaign at first, and you just have the sandbox and free play maps. But it's still missing those maps as well. But on the feature side, there's a lot. The main one is the ability to create your own products. You can create products for other companies as a subcontractor or a contractor, but you can't create your own products. So that's a major problem. The one that I'm hoping to finish up like eventually here, that I've been working a lot lately, is the building editing stuff, which is something that a lot of the demo players have been asking for. And besides that, let me check. I can actually check my to-do list and see if I notice something there. That's like a major feature. UI improvement, for example. More of everything, more furniture, more like customization, more characters. Making it all translatable is something that's been coming up a lot lately. So yeah, like some of those are something that the game would need before launching into early access. Mainly your own products, this building editing stuff, and then some more maps. So, like if I keep working at a decent pace here, in theory all those could be done within a few months even. But that doesn't mean I will launch the game right afterwards. So we'll see. Well, my concern here is that I've sort of hard-coded this here. how about this instead? Did that break anything? Does not look like it. What if I do it like this? Okay, now it broke. So I could put the filtering stuff here instead. So for that, I might create a new class called Pathfinder Filter. I'm not sure this is the best approach what I'm doing here, but I would need to think a lot to make a better one. Probably. Like draw it all out on paper and then see. But instead I'm just gonna make something right now, and if I need to change it, then I'll change it later. So, get it working at first, and then if it's not the best option, then change it. Justin, hi. Thanks for joining in again. And as usual, I'm doing good. I hope you're doing good as well. And I'm coding a Pathfinder thingy here. I do have an existing Pathfinder in the game, but it's it needs some additions for a weird case that I came upon today. So I will remove this and I will create a of path finding filters here. Past finder filter. I mistyped that. Import this and then initialize it here. And then path add. Wait, this is the wrong function. Here. This way. So now that that is done, I will add this filter thingy here too. Where was it again? Should also put a getter here. So Bah, I put it in the wrong place. I wanted to put it in this file. So now, whenever these are created, where does that even happen? So that happens here. Ah, darn, I just realized that if it's created here, then it still doesn't know about the path. And then I can't pass on all that stuff. So how the hell do I do this then? Do I create a whole new Pathfinder object? In that case, there's even a backup Pathfinder, whatever that is. I mean, if there's two already, I can just add a third one, I guess. So, filtered Pathfinder. And then I'll add some function here that where I can set the filter. But that's an annoying solution, kind of, though. Now that I think about it. There's so many like connected pieces to this that that's what makes the Pathfinder complicated. Because if I do this way, I can only find one path at a time. And I would have to change the filters every time. Every time I'm looking for a bath. But fine, whatever. So again, I will remove all this from here. And I will not be needing this one anymore. Richard man just came back. Am I still fixing the map? Still fixing the path finding, yes. For the map. But I'm slowly starting to get somewhere. This file I just broke. Where was I? Hopefully I get this working soon, and then we can wrap this up, and hopefully we'll have some kind of different content next week. Maybe I'll do the promised drawing stuff. But like I said, no promises at this point. Just depends on what exactly I will be working on off the stream meanwhile. Basically, I should just remove everything I added here as well. And instead, I guess use the default A star pathfinder here. But might have misunderstood one of the elements here again. So I'm looking at this. But this is something else. So where is this used? I'm just realizing that this is adding another layer of complexity to this. Which again is annoying. starting to realize that while I'm making these changes to the Pathfinder, I might as well do something that I've been wanting to do for a while now, and that is optimizing the Pathfinder. But if I go down that route, that will take me days at least. I can draw it a little bit. Wow, what the direction I would go to would be then. So normally, how does a Pathfinder work? Let's draw something here. So just drawing some tiles to make an example. And they're not evenly sized, but just kind of need to visualize it somehow. So when a Pathfinder starts looking for path, let's say this is the starting location. I wanted to write an S letter here. Here we go. And this is the end. Right. Then the way it works is it checks this location first, or it adds like the connections to its cache. And then it goes through all these locations and that adds new connections there. And so on. And if it has diagonal connections, then it would go through those too. But for this game, it doesn't have diagonal connections. So it does this until it reaches eventually this endpoint, and then each of these also has like a weight or a distance from the starting point. And when those are added up, it finds the shortest path to the end spot. Now this is fine, but when it's a bigger map or there's a lot of characters or objects trying to pathfind, then it will get slow fast. So one way to approach this would be to make these areas into chunks. So let's make a bigger line here. So let's say the chunks are 5 by 5. And the last one will be a little smaller, but still. And imagine that there is more of these chunks around, right? So starting from here, it will first try to find which chunks are connected. and by that it can reduce the steps needed to find the path a lot. Like it will check this whole chunk here. I don't know how to mark it. Like here. If there's a chunk here, it will check here and here. Here as well. And it gets here by 3 steps only then. And then it knows, okay, the path goes through this chunk here, and this chunk, and this chunk. And it will make finding the path here much easier, since it doesn't need to check the other chunks anymore that are around these. And if the map was even bigger, we could divide these chunks into additional bigger chunks and so forth. That's like one way to approach it. But in case of office management, I could make the chunks, so to say, different like abstractions of the game tiles, or like collections of the game tiles. So say a room could be one chunk, like all the rooms in the building could be chunks. So instead of first calculating the specific path here, it would calculate the path just from the rooms. And then in addition to rooms, I could use the building, floors, stories, and then the buildings themselves, and by that I can theoretically at least really subtract the time it takes to calculate the path. So yeah, that's something I've been meaning to do, and hopefully that will make it possible to have lots of employees in the game. Right now the game starts to get slow at around 50-ish employees because of the pathfinding, but if I made a system like this, it will probably enable a lot more than that. How many exactly, that will need to be tested, but we'll see. But like I said, if I start doing that, that will take me days. So, like, starting to work on these filters and whatnot, I realized that it's gonna take a lot more work than I originally thought it would. So I'm gonna leave it at that, and I'm not gonna mess around with it today anymore. So yeah, I'm kind of sorry to kind of end this halfway again and not finishing things up. But hopefully you'll forgive me. So let's start wrapping it up for today then. So next week, I really hope I'll be working on something more interesting to watch. Definitely noticed it in today's numbers that today's stream was not as interesting as it could have been. So a learning experience for me here as well. So we'll have to take that into account for future streams. But other than that, I still at least managed to get an idea and a direction where I want to go to from here. So that's at least something. Repeating what I said earlier though, I will be applying for that Twitch affiliation this week, probably. Which means no more multi-streaming to YouTube, and I will stream to Twitch only from then on. But I will try to make some other kinds of content for YouTube instead then. Shorter videos, answers to questions, stuff like that. Maybe tutorials of some kind. And you know, trying to mix it up every now and then. But I will also upload the recordings of the streams weekly. So I don't know, maybe I'll edit them a little, maybe not, we'll see. But yeah, I mean, I'm definitely not giving up on the whole YouTube thing either at this point. Because while Twitch has been growing faster than the YouTube channel for me, the YouTube still has been slowly growing as well. Just purely looking at the numbers, I didn't realize it, but it's doubled since a few months ago at least, so that's still something. Because when I started the YouTube thing, when was that? End of last year, then I had almost no subscribers, and I'm slowly still getting some there. So anyway, I'm not gonna drag on here much longer then. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I will be back on Monday and on Twitch then.